All right. We are live. We are live with Jessica at Keepers of the Old Ways. Now, we're going to give it just a few minutes for people to pop into the room. So we're just going to do a little bit of chit chat right now. But as you're popping into the room, just introduce yourself in the chat so we know who's watching. We'd like to know who the audience is. And if you're going to be attending the event, pop that in there too.
What'd you say?
I said, what have y'all been up to?
Oh,
building the greenhouse.
Yeah.
I'm anticipating a bunch of rootstock coming in. We just propagated 365 fig cuttings.
Mm-hmm.
We still have another 300 or 400 more to go.
He had a friend come over that brought us a bunch of strawberries. So thanks, Ron, for the strawberries. We planted a whole bed full of strawberries.
Yeah, he brought us about 50 or 60 plants.
Mm-hmm.
So in about 15 minutes, we made a bed and had it planted out in strawberries. So, yeah, we've been busy. We've been working on the greenhouse, too. The USDA person that gave us the grant just popped over on Monday and with the engineer, and it was like she couldn't understand what she was trying to tell her, how the lay of everything was. Yeah. So they just popped over.
Yeah. And then so we got to wait to work on the greenhouse till she sends us an email with all the, stats of where it's supposed to be and in order to.
I put a few boards up yesterday.
Yeah.
It's hard to put that stuff to the side whenever.
I got a lot of other projects I can get.
I know. Yeah. Goat pen, chicken pen. We've totally moved all of those.
Mm-hmm.
So
we've accomplished I had a ton of strawberries, but not to plant, to put up. I went to a thrift store the other day, and I guess they got a ton of strawberries in, and somebody complained about the taste. So they told me I could have as much as I want. So I loaded the back of my truck up above the bed, as far as and deep as I could get it and as high as I could get it, and brought them home. And over the course of 3 days, we put strawberries up. So,
oh, good. Been busy. A lot of homesteaders would be jealous of the situation where someone was just giving away fresh strawberries.
Mm-hmm. So is that supposed to show over there? Or?
Yeah, it'll, as people comment, it'll pop up over there so the viewers can see over there also. What's going on, JR Swackhammer?
Hey, JR.
Well, this is a recorded event, so even if we start off and go right into the questions, people can view it later. Yeah. Now, we've known Jessica for a few years now, and we met her at one of the very first homesteading events that we attended. Actually, it was our
Gulf Coast,
our very first one over in Jay area is where it was. Jay or Shamukla's where the event was held.
It was the Gulf Coast meetup.
Yeah, and happens to be that my topic of discussion was grafting, and she walked up to the table and introduced herself, and she had talked about her event, the Keepers of the Old Ways, and it just went from there. And a lot of other people joined in on helping Jessica out with teaching classes during those events. And it's absolutely a wonderful event. I love it. I look forward to it every year.
Yeah.
And I love, most of all the people. People just come by to those events, and we always have extra chairs in case people want to sit down and talk with us.
Everybody is just, they're all like-minded in everything that they're doing for their homestead. So it's great to be around all these people that, are interested in what you're doing and what everybody else is doing. It feels like one big happy family reunion.
Yeah. Now I do see Jessica at these events, but she's usually
she's busy
running around. So Jessica, tell us what got you started wanting to do.
Tell us about Keepers of the Old Ways event.
Yeah. Okay. We'll start off with that.
Mm-hmm.
So Keepers of the Old Ways is about building community and helping people learn skills that their ancestors learned and lived by years ago. So you don't have to always depend on a grocery store or a tool of some sort that's electronic or gas powered, because there are times, not just like in preparation for end times, but there are times in our life where we're through curveballs and we don't have the funds or the means to do things like we always have, and we need to have skills to help us make through those hard times. We had a
That's right.
hurricane 5 years ago, and
Yeah.
we were without power for a month.
Yeah.
So
And
gas
even cell
is
phone
something we
coverage.
couldn't get.
That's
So
right.
we had to learn how to cook and meet strangers in our neighborhood, which is sad if you don't know your neighborhood. Like, you should know the people you live around, and you should know your community. Whether
right.
you know, it shouldn't take something like that for you to reach out and to build your community and make friends. And so that's kind of why I started Keepers. And it all started because I was volunteering at the Pioneer Settlement, and they were looking
Okay.
for fresh new ideas. And so I'm into homesteading and I'm into prepping. And so we just kind of made the two worlds meet. And Mr. Willard's all about the old ways. And so that's where it come all about.
Okay.
Yeah. The Pioneer Village, when you held that event there, it was absolutely amazing that
Mm-hmm.
the classes were held in these old log cabins and churches and stuff like
Well,
that.
these classes are being held in old.
That's right.
Yeah,
They are. Yeah.
Mhm.
So
So-
this event is like over 30 classes in one day. It's jam packed full of classes. It starts at 7, it ends at 5.
So tell
We
us
have-
about the location. Let's talk about
So
where it's going to be.
It's at Landmark Park in Dothan, Alabama. It is a little pioneer village.
Mhm.
Most of the classes are going to be in some of those cabins from the 1800s, a church from the 1800s, a schoolhouse from the 1800s. The old cotton shed is where the processing classes will take place.
Right.
And then they have a huge
Grafting.
barn that they have made.
Yeah,
That'll
and
have
grafting.
something too. Yeah.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
love the location because I was saying that it's off one of the main highways, but it's so tucked into the woods that you kind of go down this little pig trail and then you come out and there's this huge opening and you don't hear that traffic from the main highway, and it's you get to see like a lot of the old homesteads there, and it's just really a nice
Yeah. You're
setup.
you're in
Mhm.
the city, and
Yeah.
then as soon as you turn off, you're isolated.
Yes,
You're out there by
It's
yourself.
super
Is
cool
what-
location.
Is what the feeling
And not only do they have like all the old little buildings and the tools and the cane press, but they also have animals out there too. So you get
Yeah.
to see, the cows and the chickens and the donkeys and it's not just historical. They have gardens that they do. They do plow with the horses there every once in a while for their gardens. And they actually present the old ways and not just leave it as this is a building, here's a plaque, and that's it. That's what I like about it.
Right.
What's your next question?
Well, just tell us about some of the speakers that you've got.
So, of course, y'all are coming, and we'll be speaking on grafting. And then Michelle, this is her first year she's teaching a class. She's going to be teaching on nutrition and not just as far as nutrition and food, but nutrition as in bringing toxins into your body and healing your body. And then we have 3 processing classes with Perry Hill Farm this year. They're going to do the chicken, the rabbit, and the pork. We're excited to add the chicken and rabbit class this year. We have Joyce Morris with Morris Patch of Heaven. She's teaching as well. She's going to be doing what was her class this year? I've got so many classes.
Yep, sourdough, pork processing, grow your own.
We've got Megan living the high life. David the Good's coming. We have Andy Stewart, one of our locals, doing solar. We have bread making, another
when you
local
said,
around here.
he's doing solar. Do you know what avenue, what the topic of what can we gain out of that class?
So Andy went the route of going through a company for his solar, and he is going to teach you and talk about how not to take that route, how much solar you may need to solarize certain items in your home, how to set it up all on your own, how to figure what you use in your home, so you know if you want to go the route of, oh, I just want enough solar to cover a refrigerator, or I want to
Mhm.
solarize my entire home. He's very much into all the new and electric vehicles, so he'll probably talk about some of those things. He wants you to be able to save money and not rely on the system anymore. So that will be his avenue. And I made it very clear. I'm like, we really want people to be able to do this on their own and not have to go get a loan and go in debt to solarize their
Oh
homes.
man, yeah. When you look at the price of solar to put on your house, people or they're financing these
Yeah.
things for like 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's sad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I don't know if people are actually breaking even by the time they degrade over time
That's right.
before they get them paid off.
Yeah. We also have Anna with Fermented Homestead coming back, and she's doing her fermenting classes again this year. We have Mayan Farms. Instead of being just a vendor, they're coming back and teaching this year, and I'm excited for their class.
Yeah.
They're
Now, what is
teaching
that
them how to fund your homestead dream, and they're going to be bringing out some of those people that can help you do that. So
Yeah,
not
because,
only is he going to be there talking about it, he's also bringing in the people that you need to be in contact with to help you fund that and to answer any of those questions and to have the paperwork ready for you.
he's a perfect person to present that information because he's doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be coming from firsthand knowledge. And what a wonderful guy. That guy he's such a wealth of knowledge.
And in 2 days, you have packed in so many classes. I mean, if someone's wanting to learn how to homestead, here it is. I mean, come out and these 2 days, you can learn goat milk. You can learn how to make soap. I mean, if you just go down the list, there's canning 101. I mean, getting home in emergency. I mean, there's just like rotational grazing. It is just crazy.
We've been to homesteading events, and other people, some of these homestead events are so large that all you get is a brief, presentation.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of these classes are hands-on. So you get in there and you learn how to do what it is they're talking to you about. Like, for instance, the grafting class we do. It's not just the people sitting in the chair and watch someone how to do it.
That's right.
We're bringing the knife. We're bringing the scion wood, the root
gloves,
and you may walk away with an injury, but you're gonna walk away with a grafted tree. No, we have cut proof gloves for you to wear to make sure that.
So you're talking about hands-on. Your class is hands-on. The processing classes, they want people to come in and get involved as much as possible. Then, like the rotational grazing, he's going to be there with the fencing and try to show you how easy it is to set it up, tear it down, and move it.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm excited about that. And we have a ton of apothecary and herbal remedy classes this year. Like, I can't believe the interest in that and how many different speakers we have and how different each class is. So you think, oh, it's just a ton of the same thing. It's not.
Yeah.
I mean,
if you're thinking about
coming, salves, teas, growing, cleaners, how to stock your medicine cabinet, kids versus adults, doses. I mean,
and it's cool because like what Randall was saying when we went to, I'm not going to give the name, but the big homesteading event, up north. And the classes were so big and huge. You sat underneath a tent with this speaker, and I mean, you're just like, 100 people in a crowd. But these classes are like really kind of intimate. You get to ask questions in the big tents at the big events. You're not really asking any questions. It's just, you just get to take notes. And
this is very personal.
This is very personal. It's very hands-on and personal. And I think you get to walk away with a lot more, my opinion,
Not only that is all the speakers are so willing to stay after and talk, or for you to come to their tent and sit around and stand around and ask questions. And this year, the setup for the classes is so different from last year. Like, this is our 4th year, and every year something changes because I learn something new, something that needs to change, something that didn't work.
Yeah.
And so this year we have a 45-minute span in between classes. So if speakers need to go over, it's not a big deal. You're not going to miss the next class because you can go over. If you need to go over for questions, for more time, or you have people standing around, wanting to talk to you. You're not having to rush out of the way for the next class to start. And then all the kids' classes in between those classes are in a different location, so they're not
time to eat. You want to grab a bite to eat or shop with the vendors. That gives you plenty of time in between.
And then you've got demonstrations in between too. So
there's so much to do. If you come for both days, there will always be something to attend.
Always,
classes aren't going. If there's something you missed out on Friday, you can pick it up on Saturday.
Yeah, and our kid classes are free, so that's something that is not.
You don't find that anywhere else.
Well, let's talk about the kids classes real quick.
I'll the kid classes, we have Size Matters Fishing. He's coming out and he's going to teach our kids how to rig up a pole. They're literally cutting the bamboo across the yard from me for these fishing poles. Like, we're not talking a brim buster from the fishing supply store. So they're going to have their own bamboo. They're going to learn how to tie knots, rig it out from start to finish, and they'll get to take that pole home with them and fish.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then our next class is learning how to raise chicks. Juanita has a heart for kids, and she loves to teach. She actually just gave us some gooseling eggs to hatch, and a lady hatched them and passed them all out to all of us at church, and I have 2 here in my living room with chicks.
Is that what we hear?
Yeah.
So she's going to be teaching the kids how to hatch eggs and how to take care
wonderful.
of them.
Yeah.
And then Billy Bailey hopefully is going to be there teaching the kids. That's the plan right now. Things change. How to make their own toothbrush out of sassafras.
Wow.
That I've never done that. And so you kids, when you learn that, come back and teach mom and daddy. So when crap hits the fan, we can make our own toothbrushes.
Right,
and
exactly.
Don't worry about it.
My grandmother used to tell me stories about that.
But I think it's great that they have the All About Chickens for the kids, and they raise them, they get them interested at a young age, because that's the first homesteading addiction. Once you get chickens, you're in there. That's the gateway.
Chickens are the gateway to homesteading. That's what I say. Yeah.
I think that's great. Yeah.
Yeah, that was probably one of Michelle's first introductions was chickens.
Yeah.
That's what we were introduced to first, was chickens, which I grew up on. But our first animal on our homestead was chickens, besides dogs and cats. And then another new thing this year is one of our demos that we have is our vermicomposting demo with one of our vendors, A Full Pantry. And so in between classes, you can stop by their booth, and they're going to be talking about how to get started in vermicomposting. For all of you that are into organic and natural fertilizers, you definitely want to go check their booth out.
See, this is a wonderful event. It's 2 days packed full of so much information, and you're not trying to. It's obvious that you've got good prices. You're not trying to, be all crazy with making someone go broke, because there's so much going on right now that, when you're trying to build your homestead, it costs a lot of money for the feed, for the fertilizer, for everything. So whenever you want to learn a skill, and then they got these prices out here that are,
$100,
$145 for a ticket. And then you got to make the trip too. People don't really realize that you got to rent a room. There's a hotel fee. There's gas, or if you want to fly, it depends on where you live. So I think it's great that
this event is cheap enough that all you got to do is come up with the gas money and then a place to stay.
So it's 7 to 5 each day. It's right now $15 for one day, $25 for 2 online.
Wow.
Yeah. And then 14 and under are free. And then that general gate ticket admission covers all but 5 classes. Those 5 classes that require an extra purchase are ones that you're going to walk away with something, or there is liability in it for the teacher. So like our processing classes, there is a chance that they could lose their meat in the meantime of this with temperatures, flies, whatever. So that could be a loss for them. So we do charge a little for those classes. And you're also going to get materials with those classes. So grafting, you're leaving away with a tree. Pork processing, rabbit processing, and chicken processing. They're bringing in their own stock, their own animals for this. And so they may walk away with spoiled meat. And so that's a loss for them.
But the price per ticket for that class still isn't crazy anyway. So
it's anywhere from $20 to $25. Blacksmithing, I think, was $30. But when in the blacksmithing class, you're going in there, you're forging an item and walking out with your own item that you made.
Yeah.
And
that's
the skills
awesome.
to do it again.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. For our grafting class, you're going to be walking away with a tree, and that's essentially covering the price. I'm basically teaching that class for free.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, to me, the most valuable thing that I learned in this whole thing was grafting, and the man who showed me that, I have to say, that changed my life. He taught me a skill that I could walk away from and go start a nursery.
Yeah, because right now,
start a business.
And I'm just going to say this right now. I mean, I took pictures this morning. I went out in we have a small orchard up front, and then we have the big orchard in the back. And I took some pictures because, it's spring, and I'll be posting them on the Facebook page. But all the little buds and the little blooms and fruit. Now we have one peach tree that has different grafts on it, and there's peaches hanging on some limbs. Then the other one, there's blooms.
It's just budding. But some of my peaches are already that big around.
Really neat.
Nectaring.
This is a great, like your grafting class also kind of goes along with David's food forest class. Like once you get a food forest going, and you learn to graft, you're almost unstoppable and you don't need a grocery store. I mean, you could be grafting your own food forest trees everywhere, all over your yard, and have your own grocery store.
Yeah.
That's right.
Billy Bonds stopped by last time you had this event last year, and he did a little quick video with me on you can start an entire orchard for like $50 if you just learn how to graft. Because you can go on to these little. Today, I received an order today from Fruitwood Nursery, and all they do is they sell scions and rootstocks. And you could pick up a rootstock plant for a couple bucks, and then a scion for a couple bucks, and you can make 3 or 4 trees for under $10.
That's right.
Yeah.
Grow that out for a year or two, you've got an orchard.
That's right.
Yeah, real cheap, real affordable. And
then a lot of our speakers are going to have vendor booths, so you can stop by their booths too. And then we have some new vendors coming out as well. We have quite a few that's going to have some of their crocheted items, and some out there with some of their animals for sale, as like baby chicks or baby goats, plants for sale, trees for sale, skincare items for sale.
Randall's going to bring some plants.
Oh, I know David's bringing plants. Who else is doing
David's
plants?
Bringing plants too.
Blue Springs Food Forest is a local one, and they do natives. They'll be bringing some of their natives plants that they have, and I think they're a one-day vendor.
So tell us what the website, so people can go there really quick, because Old Ways Gardening and Prepping was asking where it was. So
you can go to keepersoftheoldways.com, and you can click on tickets and get tickets there. You can click on classes and get all the information on the speakers and the classes. We've got pictures up of who each speaker is. You can put a face with it. And the little thing that they have been popping up, I may need to go on and update it since the last time we updated it, but it's pretty close. Most of it on there is just spelling errors, so ignore them.
I love that that everything has changed this year, not just some of the stuff, but like your layout too. I love that the vendors are gonna be in a different area as soon as you walk in, and the food truck and the kids, and I mean, I'm really excited about how the layout is also changed, and
So those of you that come last year know vendors and like craft vendors and food vendors were all together, and you were kind of far away from everything. There was a lot of walking. There still is quite a bit of walking. I mean, it is a big stretched out venue, which makes it hard. Some classes have to be moved to the back, and there's just no, like, I can't avoid that. They need to be separated from other things like our processing classes.
right. Yeah, that makes sense.
But when you come in through the gate with your ticket, all the vendors are going to be, our craft vendors will be right there. There's a playground there. We're going to also have Jump Street Inflatables. We'll have their inflatable axe throwing there. And then when you walk through the trees, and we're going to have signs with arrows and signs on buildings with the classes and the names of the buildings. We heard everybody last year and we listened. We're labeling for you this year. But when you walk through the trees, the food vendors will be in the same place they were last year.
Okay.
We're going to have a huge tent set up with picnic tables and chairs for you parents to sit under, and a play zone for the kids over there as well. So not only will you have the playground where all the craft vendors are, so your kids can play while you shop, while you eat, there's a play zone for your kids as well.
And it's secure because you have an officer that you pay for to walk around the area to make sure. So there will be an officer on site. So it makes, I love the safety aspect of it all.
We'll have an officer each day, and we will have EMS out there of some sort, whether it's the fire department or the ambulance or whatever. Somebody will be there for any kind of medical issues as well both days.
And another thing I'm excited about is the radio stations. And yes, the radio stations are promoting this. This is great.
So we have 3 radio stations coming this year. We've got 96.9 coming out, 95.5, and Wolf FM is coming out, which is Dothan's local station. That's something new and something major for me. I've never had that before. And then the Thursday, the first Thursday of April, we also have a TV interview to help promote this event. So for all of you vendors out there, we are trying to get the word out and bring more people in so you can make more money.
Yep. Yeah. Exactly.
And Matt from Dean Family Acres is with us tonight. And he said it looks like a great event, especially at an affordable price. And I can't say enough about that. Like there shouldn't be anything stopping you from.
Yeah, there's no reason why somebody wouldn't want to go.
Yeah. You're going to learn skills that are going to be mind-blowing.
Right. And this is, bottom basement prices, because look, David the Good's going to be out there along with all these there's so many, a list of every speaker and their knowledge, their wealth of knowledge. It's just like, it's so exciting. I get lost for words sometimes.
Me too. Sometimes I can't believe like the support, like my sponsors that have come back every year. Like that's been a huge thing for me, and the new sponsors that have come on to help make this event possible. Like without volunteers, sponsors, vendors, and speakers, like there would be no events. So if people don't come out to the event, it's going to fizzle out. So we need your support too, all of you coming by tickets so we can do this again next year. And like Red Dirt Outdoor Equipment, I'm like amazed at how much support they have given us, and I'm excited. They're going to be at the event with some of their equipment and ready to help you find the perfect tractor or side-by-side or implement that you need for your homestead. Just because we're the old ways doesn't mean we can't use some of the new stuff in our gardens. Like sometimes you need a little help just to get us started, or because we are a lot busier now than we were the old days. Like
Yeah.
we have more going on now. We busy ourselves way
I've
more.
been
than
looking
they
hard at the TYM tractors, and I believe your tractor vendor there sells that tractor, so it may be a big purchase event for me.
Good. That would be great. Then maybe they'll come back again next year.
Hopefully, they deliver.
They do deliver.
Oh my goodness. Now
Bert
Jessica.
delivers.
Tell them to bring financing paperwork.
I'll have to tell them. I think they do actually.
Yeah.
They were there the year y'all were there, Randall.
Hmm?
Your
Oh, were
first
they?
year that y'all come and talk, Red Dirt was there.
Okay.
Okay. At the Pioneer old
Yep.
days. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Are they going to have tractors there to look at?
Yes,
Awesome.
they will have tractors there to look at.
He said yes, they do.
And I think they're going to have some giveaways at their booth as well.
Okay, speaking of giveaways, you're going to also be doing giveaways.
I have quite a few giveaways. I wish I would have brought the ones out. They're right there. Maybe I can run and grab them. So we have Yard Bird Plucker, another major sponsor of
Wow.
ours. They've been with
Great.
us a couple years now. They have donated to us a plucker, 2 different sets of cones, the metal cones and the plastic cones that you can wrap and fold up, some aprons, some gloves, some lung
That's
scrapers.
wonderful.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole 9 yards. And then Johnny Seeds is another one.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
They
One of my
they
personal
have
favorites.
donated as well a grow bag, a let's see, a little seed container where it drops the seeds out just perfectly, a hat.
So all you have to do is just purchase a ticket, a raffle ticket to get in on. That's wonderful.
So let me grab this one because the parents are going to love this.
You know, I won that CNC machine at
You did.
at
That's
Pedals
impressive.
of the Past. So.
Yeah. Old Ways Gardening and Prepping. I see you subscribed to the channel, and I'd like to introduce yourself. Haven't checked out your videos yet, but I'll get over there and check those out. Appreciate you joining with us tonight.
Yes.
Do y'all see this?
Look at that.
Yeah, that's looks
That's
like
so
something I would have
cute.
played with whenever
That
I
is
was a kid.
adorable.
Okay, wait, there's another one.
Aww.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, that's super cool.
Yeah.
So this is different, a different giveaway. We're going to set it up just for the kids. So we have a special giveaway for kids.
Neat. Yeah, you didn't have that last year.
We did not. And I'm so excited. One of our speakers donated that to use for a raffle for kids. Hey, Perry.
Yeah, they're a
We were
favorite.
just talking about you earlier and what you were teaching.
Yep.
So who do we have with us tonight from Perry Hill? There's a whole gaggle of them over there.
Right. You never know who it's going to be. It's a toss up.
So yeah, the giveaways are a big thing. We'll have a tent set up and then you can just go over and purchase your raffle ticket, and we will not draw for the giveaway until Saturday at 3:30. So you've got all day Friday and all day Saturday to get your tickets in.
That's great.
You had to be present to win.
Probably. Do you have to be present to
Yeah,
win?
you need to be present to win because I do not want to try to ship a yard bird plucker. So
Yeah.
get somebody to be there for you. And you just have to put your name and phone number on the ticket. So that's it. And then something else we really hope people will do, we have comment cards. Please take a comment card and fill it out and give us some feedback so we kind of know what we need to do for next year. That's something that I do sit and look at every comment that is made, negative or positive.
I
Stumpy
usually
and
delete the
Danette.
negative ones. I'm just kidding.
What did you say, Randall?
Yeah, I normally just delete the negative ones. People
I-
can be
We don't
rude.
wanna
I do
hear
read
about that.
cards, and
People
boy,
can be
I've
rude
had
for
some
the-
doozies.
People can be rude for the sake of just wanting to be rude.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I got time for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, me neither.
Hey, Stumpy and Danette.
Yeah, glad to have you guys with us tonight. Looking
Yeah.
forward to seeing you.
Yes.
Couple more weeks, y'all.
At Perry Hill Farms, they'll be teaching the pork processing and the chicken processing, correct?
Rabbit.
And rabbit processing.
Rabbits. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got to come see them. These guys are great. They're amazing.
Oh, they're having drawings also.
So
are they going to have drawings at their booth?
Dang it, I might have to have a drawing at my booth.
Class.
in their class, they're going to have a drawing in their class for butchered rabbit and chicken. You could do a drawing in your class, or a fig or something.
Hold on now, I'll be giving away the figs.
That's a great idea. I love that.
We'll see. We'll see.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we'll see.
And
Might
so
bring a rare plant to give away or something. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
I got time.
And if anybody wants to volunteer for the event, we're still looking for volunteers. And there are perks to being a volunteer.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you get to meet the YouTubers in person. Like, you get a T-shirt, you get free admission to the event, and a lunch will be provided. And you don't have to volunteer the entire day. Like, we have it set up in shift work, and you can do one day, you can do both days. If you do both days, like, we'll have you set up for a morning shift on one day and an afternoon shift on the other, so you don't miss anything. So volunteers are what makes this event happen, because I can't multiply myself.
Yeah, you're right. Because it's obvious you're not trying to charge an arm and a leg to make a bunch of money. So the volunteers are very important. There's Crazy Lazy Goat Farm.
So glad to have them.
Yep.
That's a wonderful group of people right there.
Hey guys. Yep.
Yeah.
So Crazy Lizzie will be at the event this year, and at their booth, they're going to have soap demonstrations.
Great.
I'm going to definitely come around for that.
Yeah, can't wait to see.
Go by their booth and learn how to make your own soap. Another skill to learn, to not have to purchase at the store anymore. So when you leave, you'll know how to raise a rabbit from Megan Living the Hot Life, and then you'll learn how to butcher that rabbit. You're going to learn how to butcher chickens, and your kids are going to learn how to raise and hatch chickens. So you're going to learn how to process your own pork into sausage and pork chops and picnic hams and Boston butts and bacon. We know Michelle doesn't eat bacon, but all of us other folks like bacon. We love
I don't eat pork at all. I don't discriminate just against bacon.
Just against bacon. And then you're going to learn how to rotate your animals on pasture so you don't deplete the nutrients in your soil by having them in one area constantly, and how to use their manure and their hoof traffic to disturb the soil and replenish it. And then you're going to go to another class and learn the skill of growing your own food forest and being able to multiply that through the grafting classes.
Invaluable. People really seek out that knowledge.
And foraging and herbs, making seed oil from nuts. I mean, that is awesome.
This is a new class. I had never even thought about making my own oil, y'all. And this lady I go to church with, Juanita, I love her. She said, "Have you ever thought about making your own cooking oils?" And I was like,
I want to go to that class.
Yeah.
You go to it one day and I'll go to it the next day.
And she said, "I bought this book. Do you want to read it?" And I said, "Sure." And so she hands me this book, and I bring it home and I read it. And I'm like, "You should teach a class on this." And she was like, "You think people will like it?" I'm like, "Oh, yes, I think people will love it." Like, you can learn how to take your peanuts, your sunflowers, your almonds, whatever, and make your own oil out of it. Or your radish seed. Like, let your radishes go to seed, and you can make some kind of oil out of it.
I see Hidden Oaks is going to be there. They'll be teaching canning 101.
And
that's another invaluable skill that not a lot of people know about.
And the livestock guardian dogs. That's what I'm saying. I mean, they cover if you have any question or if you want knowledge about anything that has to do with homesteading, I really believe everything is covered in 2 days.
Yeah.
And then like Nicole's going to teach on canning, and then you have Becky and Philip who's going to talk about like growing your garden and how much food you need to grow for your family and all the other ways to preserve it. So you have Nicole's going to teach water back canning. They're going to talk about the electric canner and what their feelings on that, and maybe bring it in. And they're going to bring in some other things to show you as well. So you'll get knowledge of all the different ways to preserve your food.
Mm-hmm.
And I already have ideas for next year. So I hope this just blows up and prepares us for next year, because I've got new class ideas already.
Well, that brings me to the question, where do you see yourself 5 years from now? Where do you see Keepers of the Old Ways 5 years from now?
Oh, I don't know. I hope, like, I would love for this to grow. I don't want to grow per se as in some of the bigger ones. I don't know how to say that.
Yeah.
I still want it to feel quaint, and I still want it to feel like a close-knit family. But I would love for people to be like, oh, I can't wait for Keepers of the Old Ways next year. And I would love for people to know who we are, instead of like, I've never heard of you. And
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's what, and I would love for it to be that we have new people coming in to teach as well. Don't think just because you don't have a YouTube channel that you can't be a teacher. If you have knowledge, you can teach someone and have the desire for people to learn that skill and the desire to teach people. Like, you don't need a YouTube channel to be a teacher. We have actually quite a few of our speakers are not YouTubers. So I would love to be able to open it up to more local people as well. So in 5 years, it would be nice to have my own venue and not have to pay for a venue and it not cost as much.
There you go.
Food security with Philip and Becky Nation. I really enjoy spending time with those guys.
Yeah.
And I did not attend their class last year, but I want to try to get over there and listen to it this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Last year, they said they had so many people in their class. It was packed out and staying after. Like, that was one of the things. There wasn't enough time because there was a class right behind his that needed his area. And it just happened. We had to move some things around and move a class to that time schedule the day of. And so they had a lot of people with a lot of questions last year. And so we asked them to come back because there are so many new people homesteading that I feel like they are a wealth of knowledge and know how to display that for those new people.
Yep.
Hey, Prue at Homestead.
Yeah, food security. Let's face it. That's why we do these events. We like to get together. We like to build a community that we can rely on each other's skills with, because we all have an idea of some sort that one day we may be coming back to these old ways.
Yeah.
And it really all revolves around food security.
Exactly.
Growing your own food or trading with other people who specialize in certain areas. And that's
I'm glad you said that about trading with other people. That was something last year and the year before I noticed. There are so many people homesteading around us that we don't even know are homesteading around us. And we feel like we have to learn every skill and master everything. But you know, there's somebody in your homesteading community that you don't even know is in there that's better at growing tomatoes than you are, and you're better at raising rabbits or whatever. Trade your tomatoes, like their tomatoes, for your rabbits.
That's right.
And at this event, you will be surprised at the people you can meet that's in your local vicinity, and that you could really team up and trade things out. Like, that's what they did. That's what our ancestors did. They didn't try to do it all. Like they knew they had neighbors that could grow corn and they were better at peanuts, and so they traded.
Yeah. Yep. And not everybody has, land for all the animals, cows and, pigs. And so maybe they have a garden where they just grow mainly vegetables and they can trade with somebody for some meat. And maybe the people with the meat don't really grow that much.
There are people growing food in public places undercover that it's right under people's noses. They don't even know it's there. Like, you can take a sweet potato vine and you can go out to a shopping center flower bed or on the side of a hill, and grow sweet potatoes, and people will never even know that it's there, but you're developing food security because you know that food is growing there.
Yeah.
Some people call it guerrilla gardening, but yeah, you just do what you can. Some people say, well, I live in an apartment. I don't feel like I can grow any of my food. Well, you can do stuff like that. You can take advantage of little community gardens and grow something. I was living in
And
Iceland
you
for 2
can grow
years.
a lot
And
in
I
a pot.
grew, I
Yeah.
grew food in a pot on my my patio.
Yeah.
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 And don't think you have to have big areas,
Yeah.
those big row crop gardens. We started out on less than an acre of land, and we crammed everything we could in that. And we were like, can't wait till we get more land. Now we have 23 acres, and we still are like, everything's still right on top of us because that's our zone. And if it's outside of our little vicinity that we see or that we walk, we don't mess with it. We don't tend to it. And
Can you
if you got old tires laying around, stack them jokers up and put some potatoes in them. Like, use
That's
what
right.
you got. And make it for you.
That's right. You can make a tall bed with it. Not to change the subject, but can you show us the squeakers we keep hearing?
Oh yeah, I'll show you. This is one of our little goslings.
Oh, so cute.
Yeah. What type of?
And so they're divided. We have 2 of them, and we divided them up between some chicks and getting them ready to be little protectors.
Yeah.
We might not have livestock guardian dogs like Chip and Nicole, but we have livestock guardian gooses. Geese. Let me correct my grammar. Geese.
I have a tactical gardening cat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what kind of geese are they?
We have no idea. She doesn't know. She said that her sister has the geese, and they're all different breeds mixed together, and so we're not sure what they are. But they're cute.
They are cute.
And they will try to attack you whenever you reach in there to mess with one of the little chicks.
Oh, that's sweet. That's sweet. I love how they protect.
Small space gardening is my jam.
Yep.
Heinz 57. Yeah. You never know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Well, you can't complain, especially if it's free.
We also have food vendors at the event.
Yes.
We didn't talk about that.
Yeah.
So
who do you have lined up?
Taco truck at the event. We're excited. Jack's Doghouse is coming back.
Yay.
We really love Jack's Doghouse. They did us great. They did us a solid last year by getting there early with all of us that got there early and had breakfast so we could get breakfast and coffee for me, which if anybody knows me, I am a coffee fanatic and I love coffee. But we have the crazy coffee lady that's going to be there. And she makes a raspberry white chocolate mocha that's my jam right there. Man.
Yes. I used to drink that.
It's so good. And then we have Buddy's Buffet. They were there last year and they're coming back. We have a roasted corn, street corn truck going to be there. We have kettle corn. We have shaved ice.
That's awesome.
So, and if
Lemonade.
you want to be a food vendor at the event, we have one spot left.
Oh,
one spot. So you better snag it if you want it.
That's right.
You had a lemonade vendor there last year, and that was some of the best lemonade I've ever had.
That was Jack's lemonade at his hot dog stand. Man,
really good. Yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to be back with his lemonade.
Oh,
y'all want
good.
some good lemonade? Go hit him up.
Yeah.
Oh, coffee holics! I see all the coffee holics on here. So y'all better go see the crazy coffee lady. It's a blue food truck, and it's crazy coffee. She's always in our local town at all the little events, and she's always at the disc golf events up in Marianna where my son plays disc golf. So that's how I heard about her.
Did you cover everything?
I think so.
All right.
Did
Is there anything that we have not discussed that maybe we want to cover right before we call it quits? Do we want to bring the list up? Back to basics, wound care. Have we discussed that?
So back to basics wound care. I'm excited about that. She's a new speaker for us this year. She's going to be coming out and just talking about some of the basic ways to take care of any wounds that you may have, how to dress those, or how to tend to any breaks or anything like that. Some of the things that you can use that you may not have on hand, and what to use for maybe sutures or what's the word I'm looking for? If you break your bone, y'all know what I'm trying to say.
I swear, every time I get out and get really involved into a project, I hurt myself.
Yes.
I always have to come in for a Band-Aid or something. The last thing I did, I was putting ground posts in the ground for the high tunnel greenhouse, and I gashed my shin open.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to have to call it a day and go get stitches.
Yeah.
Yeah. Having wound care on a homestead is very important.
Especially for Randall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, there's things that you can use to stop bleeding, and like I think pepper's one of them, but don't quote me on that.
No, I
Pruitt
think you're
Homestead.
right.
It's at Landmark Park in Dothan, Alabama.
April 12th and
April
13th.
12th. Yep.
Mhm.
7 to 5 both days. And so we're having an open ceremony at 8 o'clock. So gates open at 7. You have an hour to get in and peruse around, and then we'll have an opening ceremony at 8.
Some of the classes are filling up. So if you want to attend one of the paid for classes, go ahead and get your ticket now. I'm not saying that there's going to be any spots available. If you show up the day of and you want to pay for a class, they may be already full by then. So if there's a paid for class that you're wanting to attend, go ahead to the website and book your ticket now.
Yeah, you can go to keepersoftheoldways.com and get all the class schedule information, ticket information. You can purchase your tickets there. If you're interested in being a vendor, you can go there as well to purchase a craft vendor or a food vendor spot. And if you need to reach me, you can email me at thekeepersoftheoldways@gmail.com.
Great.
And so it's April 12th and 13th, Landmark Park, 7 to 5. And it's jam-packed. Y'all are going to want to come. You don't want to miss it. And bring your kids with you. This is definitely a family-friendly event.
Hey, appreciate it, Matt. Yeah, if you don't mind, hit the thumbs up, get the word spread out. All the thumbs up does is kind of cue the algorithm to advertise this event to other people who may be like-minded or interested in these type of videos.
That's right. So that's very important. So thank you for that, Dean.
Yeah, and y'all share it. If you know anyone that you think may would be interested in this, share this video or our Facebook page or our website.
On your socials.
Get the word out. We don't want the old ways to die off. So
valuable information going on here. So share the information. Some people will travel 1,000 miles to attend an event like this.
That's right.
I'm excited. We have some people coming all the way from Missouri and Louisiana and Mississippi and Fort Lauderdale coming to the event.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. Don't think you have to be in the local area to come. You got time. Make it a family vacation. We're only an hour from the beach. And we have some of the world's most beautiful beaches around here. So you can definitely make it a family vacation. And ladies, there's cute thrift stores in Dothan you can hit up too. So, and then there's Tractor Supplies and Harbor Freights and Rural King.
Yeah. Rural King is
things
awesome.
for you too. So does anybody else have any questions?
Yeah, if you got any questions, put them in the chat.
Yeah.
We're trying to follow and talk. I should be pretty good at multitasking.
You are. I know. And whenever I'm talking to you, you're often.
Flyers, let us know. We can get you a copy of the flyer if you want to put some out and help spread the word. We can email it to you, or if you're local, I have
don't know if
flyers.
you do.
Michelle has flyers if you're over their way. Perry Hill has flyers if you're over their way. Just let us know, and somehow we can get you some flyers if you want to try to hand some out.
When I call her, she's usually like milking the goats or milking the cows. I'm like, you want me to let you go? She's like, no, I can talk to you. She does like 50 million things at one time. So she definitely knows how to multitask. That's for sure.
Milking the goat was fun this
We'd love
morning.
to have
Gabby
you.
had to help. We have a goat that doesn't want to be touched at all. So it takes 3 of us to catch her, get her on the stanchion, and then once we get her on there, then she wants to squat on me and kick like crazy.
So is it better to come in through Tuscaloosa or Alabama?
Better to come in through Google
Birmingham?
Maps.
I mean, not Alabama, Birmingham.
I had to Google Map it. I
Where's
don't know.
Tuscaloosa?
It's up there.
That's where we went during the hurricane, was Tuscaloosa, but that was 5 years ago.
I know where Birmingham is, but
Yeah, it's kind of southwest of Birmingham.
probably Birmingham would be better, depending on where he's coming from. I have no idea.
I don't know. I had to bring it up on Google Maps and show you the quickest route.
Where are you
Mhm.
coming from, Old Ways Gardening and Prepping?
Perry
Oh,
Hills is
Perry Hill said Birmingham.
Mhm. Memphis.
Memphis. Okay.
Yeah, Birmingham probably.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
definitely should come. And I seen you're an herbalist. There's still time to be a vendor. You should definitely sign up.
Yep.
That would be
You have
a
a few
great
weeks on
app.
that.
Yeah.
She said, "I'm a she."
Preferred pronouns.
Yes. I love it. I love it. Yeah.
We like pronouns.
Mm-hmm.
Those personal ones.
Yeah.
No vehicle at the moment. Well,
Oh,
that thumb may
understand
not get you too far.
All right, guys, that's going to bring us up to the 1 hour mark. If you've got any dying questions, go ahead and get them in now, because we're going to go ahead and probably end the live stream here. Jessica, really enjoyed having you on tonight and really enjoyed this interview. And we are really looking forward to this event. I know I've looked forward to it every year that you've had it, that we've attended. And it's probably one of my favorite events.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
By far.
Yeah.
yeah.
I enjoyed this one. I mean, we did go to the big event, the big homesteading event up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say where.
It's a good time in its own way, but it's much different from this style of event.
Yeah, it's not. To me,
It's
it
a
wasn't
lot more hands-on here.
Yeah, it wasn't intimate, and it was just too big, and you just
Oh.
So
We have made some really good friends through this, and like
Yeah.
lifelong friends that we may not live close, but we always stay in contact. We're always messaging and checking on each other and try to find ways to get out with one another. And, we're 2 and 3 hours apart. Some of us are even further apart. And so we may just have to pop a text, but you come to this event and you'll make some lifelong friends, even if they are far away. And it's nice to have somebody that you can just reach out to and be like, hey, how do I do this? Like Megan. I've never even met Megan yet, but I've been able to reach out to her several times and say, I'm having issues with a rabbit, and tell her what's going on. And she quickly takes the time to walk me through it. And so it's been great.
That's great. Yeah. All right. Like I said earlier, we really enjoyed it tonight, and we look forward to it. We're going to go ahead and end the live stream here, and we will see you at the event. Bye for now.
Bye, Jessica.
Bye, Jessica.
Bye. See you later.
See you later.